Hi, I'm Myers McDougall, certified sommelier from the Court of Master Sommeliers, working in the brasserie nightly. And I'm here with
me.
Yes.
That'd be Gary.
That is you.
Who else is here? It's just me. I'm Gary Parker, the owner of the Wine Cellar and Brasserie, and Myers and I have gone through most of our wine club wines for March of 2010. What we're having right now, Myers?
We're having a wonderful Cab Franc. It's actually a property that I wasn't familiar with, but when I did the research, I'm glad I am a little bit more familiar with it now. The Roches Neuves Marginale, Doamine Roches Neuves, which is new rocks, and it kind of plays into their whole theory. Don't mind me for rambling for a second, but
please.
I love vineyards that work biodynamically. And for a lot of people, there's a couple different levels: organic, sustainable, and biodynamic. And when you make that jump from organic to biodynamic, it is a large leap of faith. You are trusting the ecosystem in the vineyards to work for you. And when I looked at their website, which I highly recommend anybody in the wine club or anybody that comes into the wine cellar and purchases this wine does, because you can see their enthusiasm about how the wine is produced and how it transcends into the wine. And as we start to taste it, we can kind of see some accents of it. I'm not saying that I can taste a biodynamic wine, but I taste a long palate, good complexity, and I think that does tend to happen in producers that use that style of authentication. So.
Well, it certainly is modern day wine with some rustic appeal.
Yes.
And this is what I would call a wine that has a vertical structure, in that it's not open and fruit-bearing. It's a little linear. It's got great tannic acids and great astringency to it, but there's also this powerhouse of black cherry fruit that I find totally appealing. I really, really like it a lot. And on top of that, I like the package.
Yeah.
You look at this wine, look at the label, and it kind of has printing from France circa 1950, 1960, that kind of period that you see.
That kind of totally reminds me of that. Like To Catch a Thief. You remember those school films?
Exactly.
It reminds me of that when you lead into the film. It's just like this kind of defunct font coming into the introduction. And we pulled in a box that we had for the wines too that y'all can see, which is cool because it kind of mentions what we were talking about with the biodynamique. You can see the gentleman standing in the side of the vineyard, so it's a reflection of what he's doing, and I think that's what they're trying to go out there. So it's a lot of fun.
It is. I mean, so Loire Valley is an hour and a half, 2 hours drive from Paris. But anyway, I just find that totally enchanting. I like the package, but of course we don't drink the package; we drink the wine.
Yep.
And the wine is really super concentrated. And you don't run across too many Cabernet Francs that have this much density to them. You are hearkening it to a Bordeaux, and I can see that because of the extraction and the richness that the wine has.
One of the cool facts that you told me, and one of the things that you are very good at picking out in wines, is the ageability. And I think what happens is when Mr. Parker sees the wine and he calls out the linear structure, he thinks of the cellar. And this is, you can drink this wine today, but I think it'd be a lot of fun to keep. I think 10 years from now, to open up a Cab Franc and say, hey, look at this. It's a fun wine, and I know a lot of people don't store them, but I would recommend it upon Mr. Parker's recommendation. So.
Well, you know how I got good at that? I'm old. I've had a chance to see a lot of wines develop.
I didn't say a word.
I'm glad. I mean, I don't want to have that statement qualified. but it's true. I've had Bordeaux and Burgundies from.
He's the man when it comes to. I cannot tell you how much stuff I learned from you from aging wines and different complexities and finishes. And we kind of touched on that on some of the previous wines. We opened some 90 or 86 Sonoma Coast Pinots earlier.
Calera.
Yeah, and you do have a good eye for it because they showed well. So this Roches Neuves, I recommend get a case, throw it in the cellar, and then get another case.
Bottle a year.
Yeah, just gotta kind of go through it. So
yeah, I think that's a great call. It's a wonderful wine, biodynamic. That's like the thing that we want to see happen more and more and more. Major commitment, major quality wine in the 40s, $45 bottle. But it's magnificent. It's noteworthy, and it should be in your cellar.
Yes, definitely.
Here, cheers.
Cheers.